Hey, welcome everybody back to the Games Tavern. We took a week off last week to go ahead, recharge a little bit, get some stuff taken care of, but Dirty Deeds is now back. So grab a seat by the fire, grab yourselves an ale as we go ahead and spin the tale of the Fallen Star Company. Before we go ahead and get into our recap for this evening, just make sure you go ahead and follow us here on Twitch. It's free, help support the show, the cast, and all the crew working hard in the background. And you can also go ahead and check us out over on YouTube, where most of our videos get uploaded a little while after our live shows. So you can go back and catch up on all the stuff. Tonight is big, episode 40. I can't believe we've been doing it this long. It's been great having this. We're having a great time doing this. Before we go ahead and get our recap for this evening, though, friends, please go ahead and pass on some of your knowledge to everyone.
Well, starting with Amazon Prime, if you have Amazon Prime, you obviously also get a free Prime gaming subscription. So if you click on the button down below, you can subscribe for free. And subscribing helps every single one of our shows that we're producing, all the people in the background, and all of us playing our games. And you'll get access to our sub-only emotes and the subscriber-only channel on the TGT Discord. So please, if you've got that, consider, hitting that button down there and coming back next month to continue that subscription.
Also, a humongous thank you to Shard Tabletop for sponsoring the show. You can follow our link in chat and check them out for yourself. Shard Tabletop is the place to play your 5th edition games. You can access rules and adventures and other supplements. It also provides digital tools like Character Builder and digital character sheets that are all customizable, as well as all sorts of other tools you can use in-game, like spell effects. We think so highly of it that we have made it the official VTT of the Games Tavern. So again, you can follow our link in chat and use the promo code TGTShard20 and save 20% on all subs.
Great Scott! You'll need to go check out our friends at 1985 Games. Tonight, we are giving away a collection of varied dungeon craft tiles, terrain, and spell effects. This set includes a 5-story wizard tower, spell effects, graveyard terrain, and destroyed/burning buildings to help enhance your in-person games. Type !1985 once you see the notice in chat that the raffle is live. You must be a follower to enter, and you must be present in chat for the staff to contact you to win. We will continue to take entries until the end of stream when we pick a winner. If my calculations are correct, when you use our special show code Dirty Deeds 1985, no spaces, you're going to see some serious shoot and receive a 10% discount on your order.
All right. Now, seeing how we did take a week off, let's go ahead and discuss what has previously happened to the Fallen Star Company. Upon hearing that the conglomerate known as the 12 had been under siege by this warforged threat that seems to be spreading across the lands, they decided to find a quick way to get to the 12 by taking a teleportation circle right into the middle of a siege. Upon arriving, they were set upon by several warforged, had a very hellacious fight where some of them almost didn't survive, managed to find respite in an old apartment that Halceris, when he was a resident here, had that still remained untouched for the most part, barring a new painting and a note left on his desk from an old friend. Upon the next morning, they decided to try to take down the siege when they realized that they were actually waiting for them to come out of the tower. Another very hellacious fight took place within the bottom of this residential tower, and the crew retreated to the roof of the tower, trying to get away from some large mechanical monstrosity that seemed to be prowling around outside. Upon arriving on the roof, they noticed a few of the drones that seemed to have been circling the perimeter, and as they took them down, they heard the large creature below take flight on metallic wings as a large chimera, or chimecha, I think we called it, approached them on the roof and proceeded to attack them. At one point, Echo ended up going over the side of the tower after she climbed on the back of the chimera And when it got taken out by the emerging committee of 12, the individuals who run this conglomerate, who, sensing that their captors were no longer restraining them, came to assist the Fallen Star Company in destroying this chimera. Echo plummeted. Biscuit jumped over the side trying to catch her. Lots of fun shenanigans happened. They managed to survive and break the siege, at which point they went up and met up with this committee of 12 to discuss what was going to come next. The self-appointed leader of this committee, Maris Albrecht, has discussed with them the next steps to take out these creation forges. The airship that was used by the Warforged to arrive at this airborne keep has been gifted to the Fallen Star Company as part of their reward for saving the 12. The 12 have told them that they will find them a crew within a week-ish, so that they can use this airship to go hunt down these remaining creation forges and destroy them. So as our crew concluded this meeting, they were mingling amongst these members of the 12, Halceris reuniting with many of his old co-workers, friends. Some he didn't care for so much, others he missed dearly. As the crew was going around meeting with these individuals, Ro noticed a peculiar sensation going on. Every time she came in contact with one of these members, through a handshake or just brushing by them, the aberrant dragon mark that now runs up her whole right arm would start to burn. And upon discussing this with Halceris reached out to hold her hand, and the pain was intensified greatly upon contact. And that is where we left off 2 weeks ago. As Ro, as soon as you let go of Halceris's hand, the pain that you felt subsides.
I don't like this.
Perhaps that is enough socializing for today.
Yeah, I think maybe I might be done.
Sure, of course. I will excuse myself if anyone else is in conversation, but I am going to, excuse myself and Ro. I just remembered I've left Steel surrounded by artificers. I'm gonna leave him.
Yep. Yeah, so Steel, you're over there talking to the 3 youngest members of the Committee of 12, the 3 appointed by the separate factions of House Cannith, are still just in awe over Biscuit, your defender, and just asking you numerous questions over and over again.
But yeah, I will excuse myself and I'll say, the doors to which you found my abode, I'm going to enter it so that you will all be able to access. So, if you will excuse me, Ro, will you accompany me?
Yep.
So, as you get ready to leave Halceris, you feel a gentle hand on your shoulder. As you turn around and look, you see the face of Raliana, the House Lorander member of the committee. She just kind of looks at you concerned. Is everything all right?
Yes. It's been a very trying day. Although
yes, it has.
With some nourishment and whatnot, but nothing is a better remedy than the rest. Yes?
I agree. Hopefully we get a chance to catch up before you leave again.
I would like that.
Then she looks at you, Ro, kind of puts her hand out to shake your hand.
Sorry, I touched something sticky. I'm gonna have to wash my hands. Sorry about that. Nice to meet you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's a pleasure to meet you as well. thanks for helping keep this one alive.
You know, most of the time he does it for us, so
They are too modest.
and a little clumsy.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
I believe I was having a conversation with someone whose name I
You-
do not recall.
You were having a conversation. You had a conversation with Doc,
Yes.
the member of
House Jarosco.
House Jarasco, who is the resident healer on the committee, about trying to
Make amends.
make
with-
amends with certain houses.
That was to no avail. So, I mean, yeah. So I think I just kind of thank Doc and then wander over to Bro and House Harris, I suppose. Just
Okay. So as you walk over, you do see a little bit of concern, more probably so on Rose's face than House Harris.
at me,
But-
or
No,
in
just
general?
just in
Okay.
general. So because you can
Okay.
you
Gotcha.
almost get that air that there's something that's just something's wrong, but you can't quite tell what.
But I see that we're ready to head out.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So I'll just
Okay.
stand by them.
All right, Taryn.
As I don't think I was introduced to anyone yet, so I guess I was in the back by the door, probably about to leave.
Okay.
Because you guys have locked eyes with the twins, right?
Yes.
Or
Well,
with-
so they're not twins.
They're just
So the two
the
elves.
dark.
Yeah, there's the two elves that are both possess the Mark of Shadow, which the house Mark of Shadow is one of the strange ones where it's not a single house that is represented here. You have House Fierlin and House Thorani are the two Mark of Shadow houses, and so there's a member of each one. And they have been watching you the whole time.
They said they've been watching me the whole time.
Yes. They've been kind of keeping their eye on you. Oh, and go ahead and give me an insight check real quick.
Insidious check. Gotcha.
Doesn't mean they're being insidious. It just
Oh yeah, we'll see. Oh. Yeah, that's a nat 20 plus 5, so 25.
okay. So what a way to get us started this evening. Yeah. So as you kind of look at, they're watching you, and you get a sense that they're just curious. It doesn't seem to be anything malicious, but you can, because you did have one interaction with one of them where you kind of saw almost like a shadowy figure kind of playing around her shoulders, and you kind of brought your shadows out a little bit as well in response to that. And that's kind of what they seem more curious, and they seem to be watching not just you, but kind of looking around you and like almost like looking at your aura in a way.
Yeah, so that was the only thing the shadow did. But I guess let's introduce myself. I'm bold like that. That's
It's not your daughter, so it shouldn't be as awkward.
true. Very true. But you never know.
Yeah. So you walk up to him and you see the two individuals that you have been informed are the female elf is member of House Fierlane, her name was Shannara, and the male elf who is the member of House Thorani is named Merlari.
Yeah, so I approach. I approach.
Okay, so as you approach, they both kind of stop their little conversation they were having and just bow to you. Not like a full-fledged bow, but just kind of bow a little bit in your direction.
Yeah, I reciprocate the gesture.
So, what brings you here other than, the siege, of course? The female elf chimes in to you. Where do you come from?
Originally, or like before the siege, before we got here?
She just kind of chuckles a little bit. Then the male elf chimes in. Originally, I mean, what do you think? We don't care where you came from right before the siege.
You never know. From a quaint little town called Moonshadow in the Valinor
Been there.
region.
I've been there. Kind of a shithole.
Not much to look at now.
Yeah. So, see, you like to play in the shadow too, huh?
Yeah, I suppose you could say that.
And you see, Shannara just kind of elbows Mirari a little bit. Look, we don't openly talk about that, okay? Just pardon him. Their house is not as subtle as some of us are. So, you're Valinar, right?
Yes.
You're I sense a familiarity with your shadow. Who's your bonded?
Wait, I gotta get his full name. Because I didn't remember. Well, usually I'm not one to speak of him, but Carson Gravari.
At the mention of that name, you see Merlari just kind of takes almost like a half step back in shock.
This is why I usually don't mention him.
I understand why. I haven't heard that name in a couple centuries. You're of his blood.
Apparently so.
I told you. And he looks over at Shannara. Told you he couldn't be trusted.
And now why is that?
It's in your blood. And he actually walks off.
What a nice fellow.
Don't mind him. He's got some bad blood on with that blood, we'll say.
Figured so. But I'll say this. Things aren't always as they seem.
I hope not. You guys have done some good things here to help us. Nobody below was helping us, and you, complete strangers, except for Alceris over there, you risked your lives to come here and save us. Carson can't be all that bad, I guess.
I'd like to think he's not.
Well, maybe one day you can prove the history books wrong.
Exactly what I'm here trying to do.
Well, maybe if you get a chance, check out the library. Look at some of the stuff we got on the subject there.
Will do. I might have something I'd like to show you later as well. So if we have the time.
Absolutely. You know where I'll be. Think you all are gonna be here for about a week, maybe.
About so.
We'll have plenty of time to converse. Now let me go find that stubborn old mule. It's a pleasure. And she kind of bows to you a little bit before she walks off.
When she bows, I said, "The pleasure is all mine," and I bow back,
Okay.
answer her bow with a bow.
All right. She smiles and just kind of walks off. And as she kind of walks by you, she just kind of brushes her shoulder up against yours.
Do the shadows shake hands?
No. No, but you did feel just a little something. You can't quite explain it. Like shadows rubbing on shadows, kind of weird feeling. All right, anything else?
Do I see? Oh, do I see Ro and
Yeah, at this point you see Ro, Halceris start heading towards the exit.
insight check on Ro?
Okay. Go ahead, give me an insight check.
What are you looking for?
I got 12, so I ain't see it.
Ro
I got
looks like
12.
she does. Ro looks like she always does. You could, I mean, she looks a little uncomfortable, out of place.
Well, Ro
And
always
awkward.
looks uncomfortable,
And
out
awkward.
of place, and awkward. So, well, normal
Yeah.
day, I guess. I see
Yeah,
nothing.
it's pretty normal. Nothing seems outwardly off.
I didn't know we were gonna roast me right now.
But well, I mean, I guess it's just them leaving. No one else was
Yeah, well,
moving.
you see because as you finished the conversation, you looked over, you saw Halceris and Ro heading towards the door. You see Echo kind of seeing them leaving, and she kind of heads that way. Steel,
Alright,
you see Steel surrounded by 3 young, probably late teens, maybe early 20s, members of
Yeah.
House Cana, all sitting there admiring Biscuit.
I just leave. Tap Steel like on the shoulder on my way out. Like, good luck. And I just follow them out the door.
What? But I thought I saw something there. Anyway,
Yeah, so this is very fascinating. I mean, I don't get you. So you say he was a real dog, he got hurt, and then you put a whole bunch of parts together and you made this.
yes.
Just like the fourth
Most-
time he's explained it.
Yeah,
Most
yeah.
of the
no, they seem to
parts-
keep going over the same
Uh-huh,
thing over
yeah.
and over again.
Most of the parts came from Warforged maintenance parts, and the rest I just kind of cobbled together. Just something I'm working on. That's it. You know.
Wow, this is very fascinating. I mean, I've seen other people do it, but normally it's just parts. The fact
After
that you
some recent things going on, I actually have an idea for a really big project, but it's gonna have to take. I'm gonna have to take some time to work on it. But my next one is gonna be even more ambitious. I'm pretty sure. So
I can imagine. I can't wait to see what you got coming up.
fair enough.
Like all 3 of them just seem to be beaming at. Like all 3 of these, I'm gonna, for the sake, lack of a better term, of kids, because around everybody, that's basically what they are. The only one here younger than them is probably Echo. Yeah, they're just wide-eyed looking at you. You can tell that they were only chosen because somebody probably wanted to get rid of them, get them out of the house, and so they sent them here to be part of the committee.
Well, I looks like maybe we're making our exit for a bit just to go recoup a little, and but I'll be back around. You know, we have stuff on the thing, and bye. And
Yep.
Just like taking steps back as you're talking, trying to get out. They just fall.
Yeah. They're like, oh, okay, yeah. Bye, Biscuit. Bye. Yeah, we'll talk to you later. All right. And you all depart the Chamber of the 12. And you're headed towards your residence?
Yes.
Okay. So you go down through the tower and you head out into the courtyard that you can. Biscuit sees a little squirrel off in the side and starts barking at it. And that is how they got Biscuit, by the way.
True.
Go back to episode 1, you'll see exactly what happened. But you make your way across the courtyard. You see the remnants of some of the fight from earlier. Some torn apart Warforged. And you see that there are individuals who you didn't see before that either have just recently returned or came out of their dwellings once the siege was broken, are carrying out the remnants of some of these Warforged, and they're starting to put them into a pile to be destroyed later. And they just all kind of nod at you, and some of them come over and shake your hand with thanks for what you all did. And you make your way into the residential tower and up to the very comfortable residence of Halceris.
I spend probably a minute with each person, like dad entering everybody in the key code thing. So it's just, no, I need you to hold your hand on the panel. Okay, hold on. I just put in the thing. So then, but now you can all, it won't shunt you out as you, if I am not here in the room as
Do
well.
you have an eye
all-
scanner? Like, do you have to go?
No,
it's,
so it's
fingerprints.
just a crystal panel you put your hand on. And it's like if you've ever gone to the DMV to get a new license and they have to take your fingerprint like 20 times or something.
Exactly.
Nope, your palm was too sweaty this time. Dry it off. Let's try it again.
Prestidigitation or something.
Exactly.
Yep. And you all make it up to the very comfortable residence. And you all look over and notice that the magical balcony is on, even though you had left it off when you departed.
What's it set to?
Who left
So
the
you-
TV on?
Yeah,
Yep.
what's going on over there?
So as you look out over, you see the landscape of Sharn, as if you're in one of the towers in the uppermost plateau of Sharn, looking out.
Do we see any like specifics? Like how far out are we?
So it looks like you are within the city.
Do I see anyone I recognize?
Give me a
Same.
perception check.
Shit, why did I ask? I'm scared.
I am curious of any, like, I probably haven't been up to the upper parts of Sharn, but just in like a normal setting, if anything looks amiss as to what would normally be like in a setting.
It looks like a normal
It's not letting me roll.
mid-spring day.
Try it again.
That means automatic 20, right?
No.
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 I wish.
think so.
Hang on. I'm
Yeah.
I'm refreshing. I'll roll
Okay.
a normal d20 in the meantime.
Okay.
Will you?
All right. Well, I regret that immediately. That's a 7.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
but
was a 7
famously on the die,
seven on
and
the
Rove
die?
famously has a plus 20, right, to perception.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
No, because your roll just came through on,
Yeah, and
Jared
it's
as
equally
well.
as well.
and it's a 9. So
Yep.
yeah, no, so nobody you see. I mean, from this vantage point, you look down and you do see like crowds in the streets and stuff below you, but it's hard to pick anybody out. You seem pretty high up there.
Can I recognize like what district
Yeah,
it's
location.
over viewing, showing?
It just you're looking at it and it does seem off a little bit because you can't really pick out which district you're in. It's like the streets have changed. Things just aren't quite completely adding up to what you remember.
I don't like
You do?
that.
Something's not right. Something's not right
going-
here.
I'm going to move towards the display crystal.
Okay. Oh, all right. So we just got some bits donated by Warrior Streak. Thank you. Random inspiration is going to be granted to. Let's see if you already have it. You already have it. So I'm going to go to the next person in line. Steel gets a point of inspiration, which may come in useful today.
Thank you.
But yes. So you go over to the control panel for this balcony. Everything seems to be in working order.
I try to turn it off.
You go to shut it off, and a plain wall now appears in front of you.
So in true fashion, I turn it off for 5 seconds.
Okay.
And then I turn it back on.
You turn it back on. What do you see?
It is probably the snowscape. So it is of sort of wooded areas, but is snowing, and nice big fluffy flakes have fallen around the ground. Very Hallmark-esque of like the settings, the establishing shots.
Okay. Yep. So y'all see that, and you feel, and you've been out here before when you had it running, changing the different scenes. You feel just a slight chill in the air, but not anything that's really changing the temperature. It's just almost the illusion of a cold breeze on your faces.
It is curious, but it appears to be nothing. No, everyone be careful around it, I guess. Ro, let me see your hand.
Take off my little half glove.
Okay. So as you take your glove off, the rest of you kind of notice it too. There you see almost a faint, like dark greenish glow to it.
I wasn't there before, right? The green part.
Right. Now you all see it though. You've seen her using her Eldritch Blast. You usually see the same kind of color green kind of flow through it before it comes out. Now you just see it just kind of almost pulsing in a way. Almost matching your heartbeat, Ro.
This is uncomfortable. I don't like looking at it.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it looks kind of cool. But does it hurt?
No, not right now. It just it hurts when I was shaking people's hands.
Were they shaking too hard? Do you have difficulty shaking your hands too?
No, I'm really
Do we need
good
to practice? I've been working on mine. Like, you want to try?
I taught you.
I know. Let's practice.
Not the point. Not the point. Fine. It's like a very firm handshake.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's why it's hurting you, because you're so firm.
Can I make like a medicine check on this? Does it appear to be
I'm gonna
sort of
say it's actually going to be an Arcana check.
Okay. I would probably then I'll look at it from like a medical standpoint and see the glowingness and being like, this isn't biological.
Yeah.
This is something else. Steel, can you give me a hint here?
Yeah. What we're looking at?
So you look at the aberrant dragon mark that you'd seen before, and with the little spidery tendrils that are now going up Rose's arm, you just see that faint glow just kind of pulsing.
I would say that's not good, typically.
Go ahead, give me an Arcana check.
And I'll give the help action. Oh,
okay.
No, you're more helpful than I.
Bioluminescence is not biological infection normally. This is different.
Am I gonna die?
No, of course not.
You might. You know. I don't know.
Oh.
So 24.
Okay, so with a 24, you're looking at it, and while you're not sensing any kind of particular spell or any kind of type of magic, it almost feels like or seems like there's a magical energy building up within the mark and the veins. Like it's energy that's just it's built like the arcane energy is building up and just building up. Almost like a blister ready to pop.
That's not a pretty picture.
I think
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you here.
Have to cut it off.
Would I be able to guess if there's a way to lance this particular boil?
So you're looking at, and with it being arcane energy, there's no actual physical buildup.
Thank God.
I
But
meant, like,
with the 24-year-old looking at this, you're thinking that maybe a release of the arcane energy in some way might help.
I'm gonna look at Halceris. Is any of your like area shielded? I mean, like, is the workshop, like, if it blows up, are you gonna blow up like everybody, or is there like a nice like, or is there a shooting range somewhere we can go to? Oh, the roof. Let's go back to the roof.
All right. Sure. I guess we'll
Okay.
go to the roof.
Okay, so you head on up to the roof. You see the no, actually the body of the chimera fell down, so yeah. So you get up there, you see some of the marks and stuff on the ground from where the lightning bolts and the fire and all that took place during the fight, and you see the claw marks from this thing.
I'm gonna look at Ro and be like, okay, so we're gonna try something and see if this helps. It's just kind of an old game we used to play back home. Anyway, I don't have a lot of things in my handy, but I can use this, and I pull out a big chunk of hardtack, like the kind that you've had in your bag for way too long.
Yep.
And I go, okay, I'm gonna throw this, and I want you to shoot it with
With
your
what? Oh,
with your thing,
okay.
with your
Yeah.
arm thing. That you've been doing. Okay.
Arm thing. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Let's try it. And so I'm just gonna launch it and out into the open air,
Okay.
away from the rest of the castle.
All right, bro.
Yeah. I'm like, okay.
Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and give me your first attack roll.
That would be a 9.
Give me your second attack roll.
That'd be 6. What is happening to me?
To work on your
Okay.
aim.
So
I'm so tempted to action surge. I can't even tell you.
do you want to?
Do it.
I don't think I can.
Oh wait, no, you
It's
can't.
It's the
You have
same
not
day.
had-
No.
It's the same day.
Well,
Yep.
but have we had a short rest while we were eating?
Yes.
So then you could.
No,
It
because
comes back
action
on-
surge doesn't come back on a short rest. I believe it's a
No,
long
it-
rest.
Indomitable's the thing that doesn't come back on a long rest.
No, it does. Short or long rest.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, you have action surge if you want to use it.
Do it.
Surge.
Yeah.
Surge.
You guys
Do
are
it.
terrible. I'm doing it.
Do
Okay.
it.
Please, dear God.
There's two more.
15.
15.
15.
Okay.
And then I have one more now, right?
Yep. You still got
Yeah.
one more. Yep.
Oh my God, it's a nat one again.
Okay.
God.
Lucky.
You need
So-
to.
No, you guys are going pull and I'm going push.
So as Steel throws this hardtack up into the air,
I'm like,
you all see the aberrant dragon mark on Rose's arm just glow really bright as you see it just sucks into her arm. Then you see it shoot out her hand as part of the Eldritch Blast. First two you see shoot out towards this thing and just go wide of it. The third one shoots out and strikes his hardtack, just obliterating it in the air, as the fourth one just kind of goes off. And then you look down at your arm, and that thumbing glow is gone.
Okay, so that solves that. What happens if we don't have a roof?
We cut it off and here and just
No,
Cut off my
just
arm?
half unsheaths the
I mean,
scimitar.
that
Take
it's
off
not.
my arm?
Steel-
I mean,
Steel
it's
can make you a
fixable.
new
I'm
one.
just saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's fixable. It's just.
I will take your eye out.
Steel, can you make me a new eye?
how about we all take a breather for a moment, and I'll look at Ro and say, if it happens again, perhaps the ground will prove to be an easier target.
I'll probably hit that.
Nah, it's
It
probably
Might
true.
not.
Nobody asked you.
Oh, I
Either
love
way,
this
either
dysfunctional
way.
family.
I'm pretty sure it. I don't know if it's because of the fight or if it's because of just what happened, but either way, something needed released. I don't know, but it's whatever it is, it's pretty strong. I don't want to see what happens if it gets out of control, I guess.
Might have something to do with that. It becoming more. This new magical power. If it is indeed part of the Flesh Weaver, then no one can quite know.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up the next time we had a sec. How evil are we talking? It's not a good name.
Like what kind of
Worst
flesh
nightmares.
does it eat?
Weave.
No, not eater, weaver.
Weave,
as
sorry.
in he rips the flesh off of one creature and melds it together onto another one. Or
Oh.
takes part of half and quarter of another and kind of blends.
Yeah. Oh, good person.
Still my arm, right? It's still mine. It'll stay mine.
Probably.
I don't know. That's why I said, I mean, removing it is a viable option, and we do have ways to handle it. I'm just saying, it's available, and might be required for at least one of us.
Perhaps this conversation might be lightened with a drink.
A drink?
A drink. Let's go back
Yeah.
downstairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you all retreat back down into your new home away from home, or for one of you, your old home.
Go to the cabinet, grab the decanters, grab
Okay.
a couple extra glasses, and put them on the chill rail. And
All right. So you chill some glasses. You pull out, which bottles are you pulling? So you got your rum, your vodka, your your whiskey.
Yep.
Are you
And
pulling
then-
out the absinthe?
no, we are leaving the Green Fairy on the shelf because this
Okay.
is we still need to be able to be coherent for this talk. So,
Okay.
but
Darren
I will
thinking
grab.
about reaching for it.
I'll grab the. Oh yeah, because you already had a sample, didn't you?
I'm thinking about it, but I remember it's like, you know what? Maybe later.
I'm just thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm not gonna
you
do it.
You kind of vaguely remember
did
too
it.
that one little sip almost knocked you on. I mean,
So I will
It-
grab
it
the.
caught me off guard. Yeah.
yeah, you were not ready for it.
I'm ready now.
I'll grab Dwarven Fire whiskey and the Summer Islands rum from Stormhome, and yeah, I'll just pour everyone a glass if they'd like. Say yes.
Even
We have-
Echo.
Yeah, we've all earned a drink tonight.
Elk.
She gets
Oh.
one, but it's just a big ice cube, so it's like maybe a quarter of a shot kind of thing, but it's all just like pushed up by the ice.
I mean, we've still got some milk from the last place.
Oh, it's true. We still have raptor milk.
Is that
Yeah.
supposed to be refrigerated?
No, that's okay. I'll just drink this, I guess.
I'm gonna put those on the chill rail.
Yeah, I mean,
Have they been
You-
kept chilled?
no.
You open up the bottle and it's like, oh cool, cottage cheese.
Egg!
Oh,
Curd.
The idea
That's
came
bad.
from. I mean, hey,
Nah, that's
Raptor
bad.
curd. No.
Save that though. We might need it.
but yeah.
Um,
So you all grab a drink, and you're sitting in the living room.
I would
Eating
say
your raptor curds and whey. Sorry.
How Sarah?
Like, isn't it technically cannibalism if I ate any of that? Or
It's
drank
not
any of
real
it?
raptor
not-
milk.
it's
So
not
it's
real
not
raptor.
actually raptor milk. So if you remember,
I
Icky.
it
There's
is
raptors-
essentially
A white Russian, right?
Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just called raptor milk in the Talenta Plains.
mean, it makes
Don't-
sense because they're raptors, but just I
Yeah.
don't know.
I
So
don't think
everyone,
it-
so
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think it'd be cannibalism. You'd just be like nursing.
Ick.
I'd
Anyway,
love
Anyway,
to get out
So,
this.
let's be done.
Raptor anatomy.
so as the lividity of the situation, you all start to relax now that the siege
bourbon
is
is
over,
flowing.
and you know that next time you leave, you will not be set up on by Warforged, or at least you think so.
I will say, so while we are here for the week, there are many places to explore if you would like to. I will, Steele, if you would give me a hand. I have an idea or two for something I would like to craft now that we have a little bit of time, but I will most likely be spending most of my time in the library wing. If anyone else would like to go, it will not take much for me to give you markers for access. I mean, we are not the Morgrave University, but we do pretty well with our own research items. So
I think I'll come with you. I think I need more information about this thing that I have done.
Be there as well. There's some things I need to research.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah,
tag
let's
along
just,
as well since everyone wants to learn stuff. I can. there's always
family
things to learn.
library trip.
Yeah, sure.
God, I miss
Um,
those.
If anybody has anything else they want me to work on while we're hanging out, I think I can get started on some of that.
Yeah, I'll
Can-
see you in there later.
Yeah.
I've
Are
also
you,
got-
is
I got a
Steele staying back?
project
Is that what's
in mind.
happening?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
gonna get.
Oh.
I'm gonna start. We're starting the workshop as quick as I can.
You
I got
have
a lot of
the
things to
bag
get
of
done.
holding?
Yeah. If somebody wants to take it, they can.
Oh, I just want the book.
Yeah.
I thought I still had it, but yeah, sure.
Did you?
I don't know. I didn't remember ever giving it back, so I thought I still had it.
I look and I was like, "Where's the book?"
I
Tyrion
was
has the
also
book.
My head
planning
goes
for
inside.
in the. Oh God, no! Get her up. I was planning for possibly tomorrow. I think it has been a trying enough day for all of us that perhaps some sleep is in order. And then tomorrow we can go first light if we wish. Steele, you are more than welcome to use my shop, but there are probably some open lab spaces that offer many more amenities than my personal shop does.
I probably will venture out. But I've had my fill of your the locals for a bit.
Steele, you think we could get more of the cartridges for the whip?
That's part of my plan.
I'm just scared to use it because what if we don't have enough to make more?
Well, I have, and I give her the electric one that I made. I have
Okay.
one. So you should have one more, like one more. So yeah. Anyway, and I'm gonna get through the rest of them here very soon.
Okay.
So actually, you should have two because I had two in my inventory. Of
Yes.
The electric one.
The 2 electric. Okay, so I will increase that. Thank you.
All right.
And yes, we have an ammo whip. A whip that consumes ammo.
Yes.
Which I'm dying to use.
Yeah.
That's actually
No.
that's actually what the sound is when you crack it. It's a gun.
Ooh,
No.
it's actually a lightsaber.
It's a really, really wavy lightsaber.
Yes.
We're just all really drunk.
Yes.
Yeah. So at this point, yeah, you
do a
guys sitting
little
around
pencil
conversing,
trick.
talking about all this. You don't realize just quite how much you're consuming because the bottle does not seem to empty for some reason.
Mhm.
So, and then before you know it, you all are starting to drift off as exhaustion starts to take you. Do you all try to retreat to bedrooms or just fall asleep right there on the couch? Or
Puppy puddle.
Cuddle puddle.
okay.
Yep.
And what about you, Taryn? Somehow you don't sleep.
You do get drunk though.
Yeah.
get drunk.
So I was like,
And
what
you are starting to
happens?
feel pretty good right now. Matter of fact, everybody go ahead and give me a con save real quick.
Me, even though I
Thank
just
you.
drink mostly water.
Yeah, because you still had a little, they still gave you a little bit.
Just
And
a
you
little
don't
bit.
drink. Yeah, but you also
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
don't
that's not in
drink
my
At
phone.
alcohol.
disadvantage.
Oh, I'm rolling like absolute dung.
Nice.
Well, you
Taryn
know
got
what?
a
This
19.
is rolling to see how drunk you get. So I guess this is a good time to not do so well.
Oh,
I guess so.
okay.
Is
I
it
guess.
okay? Is the advantage only if I'm raging?
Are you raging?
So
I don't
that,
think you get con.
He's an angry
you don't
drunk.
get you don't get advantage on con saves.
Oh, it's bolded on my thing.
Oh, is it?
Oh, that's just proficiency.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Plus
Bro,
13.
Echo's an angry drunk.
Okay. Yeah. No. So Echo's probably the first one to pass out.
I got an 11, so
I got a 23.
I got
Right around the
19.
same time. Right around the same time that Ro does.
15.
yeah, we just kind of like.
Okay. Halceris, you kind of hold on for a while, but then you just start to get sleepy.
I go back to my office.
Okay. So you still not using the master bedroom.
No.
Okay.
You definitely have one of us drooling on your shoulder, Halceris.
Yep, it's very much the dad swap thing where it's like lift up slightly, head down to the couch, grab a linen from the closet kind of thing.
Yep. Okay. And then Taryn, you got what again?
19.
Yeah, you're having a little trouble. Well, no, you're feeling really good. You're
I'm
feeling
staring
good.
at the ceiling.
Unless you go
just-
after the bottle, the other bottle again.
Nah.
Yeah, if you go after the other bottle, there's gonna be problems. And then Steele, you got like 20 something you said?
23. Mhm.
Yeah, you're feeling fine. You're just kind of looking around at everybody else. You're like, lightweights.
I'm just gonna tiptoe my way back to the couch in the study or the workshop area.
The workshop. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So as you all lay yourselves down or you pass out, one of the two, dreams come to you once again. As a
They
new
have
level,
to.
new dreams.
These
You
hangover
love new
dreams.
So Echo, you find yourself out in some open fields in pursuit of your quarry. You come across a group of individuals all in a camp, and you see kind of stacked up on the back of a cart several cages with some small clawfoot and other animals trapped within these cages. You slowly approach the camp and you go to try to find your way to let all these animals free. When one of these gentlemen snaps his attention to you and they all get up and start to surround you. What do you do?
Like put on a brave front and I'm like, did you legally obtain these creatures? And I'm like trying to stare them down. Is this a dream or is this a memory?
Yes.
What?
Damn.
Is there a way for me to
savage.
recall if this is a memory or not?
So it feels very much like a memory at the moment.
Deja vu in my dreams. Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And then
Yeah. So I asked them, did you?
why Why does it matter where we got these animals? Who are you?
I'm their protector, and I don't think you got them legally. Tracked you down here.
You hear the drawing of swords behind you.
Cool. I will start to shift.
I think you need to run away before something bad happens to you, little girl.
To me or to you?
You see the one in front of you draws a sword as well. Leave before this gets messy.
I will leave as soon as you let them go.
At this point, you feel an arrow strike your back right shoulder, which kind of surprises you because that didn't actually happen.
Am I like in pain, or is it just like
No, you
tickle?
feel the pain.
Oh gosh. Can I turn around to see where it came from?
You turn around and you see, when first you approach this camp, that was 6 individuals. You now see 20 standing behind you, all with bows drawn, aimed in your direction.
Do they have any markings or like anything that I can associate where they come from?
You see a symbol of House Deneth on their armor.
Okay, well, since I got hit and no one's protecting me, I'll rage.
As you go into a rage, a volley of 20 arrows strike into you.
I run towards the first one that hit me that I realized. And I just...
As you go to claw into him, he disappears into a puff of smoke.
I start clawing my way around just to clear the way.
Yep. As you...
And I try and find a way to, while this is happening, also go towards the... Actually, no, I don't want to go towards the creatures because I don't want them to get hurt. I will try and take the damage while I find a way to set them free.
Okay. As you approach the cages, you see every single one of the cages swing open. And you see all these different animals that you grew up with, all peering down at you with fear in their eyes.
I try and communicate that I mean no harm, and I signal for them to run.
Another volley of arrows shoots out and hits every single one of the creatures in front of you.
I scream and I just go full throttle towards all the arrows or whoever's housed in it.
All right. As you scream, you lunge at these individuals shooting these arrows, and you start tearing into them. Every single one you hit turns to smoke in front of you.
They're all smoke. Like, is there anyone
as soon as
remaining?
you hit each one, they just kind of vanish into a puff of smoke.
Is there anyone remaining?
At this point, no. Now you find yourself in that field with the cart, looking around. Every single one of them you hit turned to smoke, but now that you look around, you see the bodies of 6 individuals torn apart.
6?
Was it 5 or 6? In your...
Yes, we'll just keep it 6.
Yeah.
6.
Okay.
It's totally 6.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
This is... And then you get that same similar deja vu feeling that this is what the aftermath of your initial encounter was.
I revert back, kind of appalled at what I've done. I mean, at this point, I'm used to it. celebrate. I've done it in battle with my team, but it still feels foreign.
You hear a voice come from behind you. It's kind of familiar because you've just met this individual recently. You turn around and you see Maris Albrecht, the member of the Committee of 12, looking at you. What have you done?
They attacked first. I was just defending myself, and
What did you do to my people?
I didn't mean to. They attacked me first.
And you see him start to move his arms in front of him. You've seen very similar to people casting spells before, as you see a small red dot start to form within his hands. You will pay for what you did.
It was an accident.
And he throws his hand at you. You see the little red dot come float over to you, right to your chest, and then just a burst of flame.
Am I on fire?
No. That is when you're going to wake up. As you wake up, you kind of look around, and the pillows and any blankets or anything around you are shredded. But we're going to get back to that when everybody else wakes up. Because Halceris, as you had drifted off, you kind of open your eyes and you find yourself on an obsidian landscape. Heat around you is very intense. It's just feeling very familiar. And as you look around, you turn around and you see a very familiar looking obsidian throne with a large Afridi sitting on the throne, kind of hunched over, looking at the ground almost in contemplation. The cage that you'd seen before next to the throne, where once before you saw your wife, lies empty.
I run to the cage.
As you start to run to the cage, you see the Afridi look up and stare right at you. Who are you?
What have you done with her?
With who?
What have you done with her?
He kind of sits back. You need to be more specific, boy.
Who do I have the pleasure of addressing?
I'm Stigma. Who are you?
There was a woman in that cage, Stigmar.
He looks
Where
down.
are they?
Oh, her. He gets a little smile on his face. Her screams did bring me much joy. But they wanted her. I could not resist.
Who?
Who is she to you?
Everything.
He stands up. And this guy, he is standing probably about 20, 25 feet tall, looking down at you. My business is my own. I don't answer to the likes of you.
You will answer me, you insignificant speck. And I will grab my holy symbol. And do I feel my magic in this place?
No. Where before you did, now you grab your holy symbol, and as you put your hands around it, it crumbles to ash in your hand.
Tell me what I want to know.
You'll find out soon enough. If you survive. And you see him just kind of reach over and grab that same large sword that he had next to the throne before. Pulls it in front of him and it just ignites into flame. He starts to raise it above his head, sword tip down towards the ground.
I
What are you
look at him.
doing?
We will meet one day, and when we do, you will pray to whatever god you hold for an ounce of forgiveness.
I look forward to it. And he slams the sword into the ground, and flames all around you erupt. And you feel the singeing burning all through your body. As you wake up into a very cold sweat, still feeling the heat of the flames burning around you. Steel, you open your eyes to the familiar scene of the creation forge that you saw the last time in the dreams. All your friends have been strapped to the different benches as you watch their souls, their very existence get ripped from their bodies and placed into warforged machines. While you, looking down at your own body, are strapped to the wall. Only this time your body is actually there, with the exception of your left arm. As you look down where your left arm was, it's still there, but does not resemble what it is now. It's black and withered all the way up to your shoulder. Almost a husk of what it once was. And you feel the chains that were binding you start to loosen. You hear a voice not coming from anywhere around you, but in your head from your old mentor, Azrir. I see the blight has taken you.
I'm not gone yet.
No, but you will be. I told you to come join me. There's still time. Stop this foolishness. Come to Easton. Go to the Triforge. My general is waiting for you. He'll bring you to me.
You'll see me soon enough. I don't think you'll like it when I get there, though.
And what do you plan on doing? You can't stop me. You and your little band of misfits. You've gotten lucky so far. I'll give you that.
Last I checked, you were down one creation forge, so just keep an eye out.
Yeah, still got 3 more.
Oh, and while you're at it, tell 3 he needs to get a haircut. He looks like crap.
Who's 3?
I'm sure you'll find him eventually.
So you still, even with the blight taking your arm, are refusing to join me.
I'm going to remove one of my hand axes,
Okay.
and I'm gonna begin taking the arm off. Just
Okay.
one hit at a time.
All right. You kind of start down towards the hand and working your way up.
Now just
Or
where the blight
Okay.
hits. And
yeah, because right now it's coming all the way up to your shoulder,
Mhm.
and it's almost I don't know, you look down at it and it looks sickly. I mean, it almost looks just like straight blackened bone at this point.
I'll kill you one-handed if I have to.
Well, can't wait to see you again. And then you feel your head just start, almost as if your brain is just starting to swell in your skull. Doubles you over onto your knees. As you wake up with a very, very intense migraine. Taryn.
Yes.
While you're in your trance, you find yourself on a vaguely familiar cliff side, overlooking a valley that you had once seen in a previous vision, where a great battle took place between some fire giants and a group of elves back in the day. And you look over and you see your bonded ancestor Carson sitting on the ground, cross-legged, overlooking this fight.
I approach. Walk over there.
Just kind of glances at you. So, looks like you've gained some more power since last we spoke.
Oh, when I came over, I gave him the bow, the greeting bow.
Okay.
And I said, well, a little.
Looks like I
Sit
might
next
not
to him.
have to rely on Olana after all.
Yeah, I wish you wouldn't, actually. I'll take care of it.
Well, if you keep up the way you're going, I think somebody else might end up taking her down the path.
What do you mean?
I'm not your only ancestor.
Well, I figured that, yeah, but
You know how the bonding works. At the time, that's your chosen path is that of your ancestor. Like you are destined to betray your friends, as I did. Or at least that's how the history books are written, right?
sometimes what's written isn't what's happened, is it?
No, it's not.
No.
So, what brings you only ever bring me here when you want to talk?
Well, honestly, this time, not sure. Maybe you wanted to talk. But
Your growing power impresses me.
I'm glad to make an impression, something positive.
So how about your little friend with the double-bladed scimitar? How's she doing?
Fine. I wish he stopped climbing things we're fighting, but can't really. A leopard can't change his spots now, can it?
This is true. But yet you seem to be trying to still.
Maybe I'm not a leopard.
So what's on your mind, Taryn? What can I guide you towards this time?
I promised that I'd shed light on the past, clear your name, but I'm not sure where to look to first. I have my ideas, but
Look to the alliances that were made after the war.
the alliance is made after the war.
Maybe that'll shed a little light on why I did what I did.
All right.
Not everybody in our line was as loyal to our family as I was. And yet they call me the traitor.
What do you know about House Fierlin and House Tarani?
Never heard of them. At this point, you hear some rustling in a bush off to the side.
Brought friends? As I look towards the rustling.
You say that, and Carson kind of looks up and turns around towards the bushes as you see what looks to be a group of 5 drow lunge out at the 2 of you. 2 of them stabbing swords deep into Carson's gut as the other 3 slowly stalk towards you.
I draw. What do I have? Scimitar, my scimitar.
Okay.
So, oh, this was unprecedented.
One of them looks at you and says something in the language you can tell it's kind of based on the Elvish, but you don't understand it. And your vision goes black. As everything around you is just darkness. So you hear the footsteps slowly coming in on you. What do you do?
You said they're coming like, or they're around me, or
You can hear kind of the fake footsteps surrounding you.
I guess I have no other choice but to rely on, the sense, my sense of hearing. So I'll prepare for whatever sounds closer, and
Okay.
I guess gauge the urgency they're coming towards me and kind of stab out with the scimitar.
Okay, it sounds like you're being stalked within the darkness.
Oh, I'm being stalked. Oh well, I just don't move out. You just
swing out with your scimitar?
Not
Okay.
wildly, yes, but
Okay.
not wildly.
Okay.
Just with as much precision as I can.
Okay.
I'm
Rip. So you swing out and you don't feel like you're connecting with anything. As if it's just open air in front of you. And then you feel sharp pains as the feeling of 6 swords all getting stabbed right into your midsection.
Well, that's one way to go.
And you start to slump to the ground as the darkness goes away, and you now are looking up at 20 drow looking down at you. And then you come out of your trance.
Guys suck. As I fade out.
And Ro, you find yourself as well in that creation forge you saw before. When the dark figure approached you, looking around and seeing all your friends' lifeless bodies around you. And as you kind of turn and looking around, you see the hooded figure standing there again in front of you. We meet again.
Who are you?
How's the power?
Who are you?
I'm a friend.
It's not much of an answer.
I've granted you power.
And I'm happy to tell you all about it, but I need a name.
What is in a name?
Different kind of power?
You wish to have power over me. That's not
Couldn't
gonna
hurt,
happen.
right? You've got plenty. I mean, just give me an inch.
Myla. The name's Myla. And he actually reaches up and you see kind of the bony fingers of his actually grab the hood and pull back. And standing before you, you see a handsome looking elven man. Blonde hair kind of going down into a ponytail. Does that put you at ease?
A little bit.
What were you thinking?
Why does it burn?
You need to use the power or it builds up.
And
It
if I don't?
burns when enemies are near.
Enemies of yours or mine?
Aren't they the same?
I don't know. Guess we'll find out.
Use the powers I've given you.
And if I want more?
Oh, there's always more to be given. And you see him just kind of reaches his hand out towards you. And he touches your forehead. And you feel a surge of power just kind of going from his palm into you. And as you open your eyes, everything around you just seems so much clearer all of a sudden. Like you can just, the shadows that were always there seem just a little bit brighter now. Like you can actually see a little bit more into the darkness. Almost in the shadowed areas, almost a green, almost a greenish tinge, almost like you're using night vision goggles in a way.
And what do you get in return?
Let's just say your objectives align with mine in a way. You are helping me accomplish my mission in exchange for this power.
And if our missions no longer align?
Let's just hope that day never comes. And as he says that, he gets this almost sneer on his face. And you feel your hand just, you can't seem to control it. Your hand comes up and it points straight at the body of Echo.
No, 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 no.
And it just releases an eldritch blast right into her body. As you see her body kind of go tumbling off the stone table.
What did, no. This isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't real.
And then now you have control of your hand again.
I run over there.
So it was already a lifeless body. Now it's a lifeless body with very hard force had struck into it. Use the powers I've given you. Continue on your path. Sharn awaits. You've got some
Fred?
business. No, you have some business that needs to be finished there, don't you?
I guess so.
Somebody betrayed you. It's time to go get your revenge.
Wouldn't be mad about that.
Again, some of our stuff aligns. And as
Do you-
long as you continue, this power will be yours.
Do you know more about who betrayed me?
I know it was somebody close to you. Brother to your mom, I believe, right?
Yep.
Let's just say he betrayed me too.
How?
Ask him yourself.
If he lasts that long?
And he starts laughing. And then everything just kind of fades out. And then you open your eyes slowly. And you're in the apartment.
And I can see.
And the
You're
sight
dead.
that you had in your dream is still there with you. As you kind of look around the room, you see over where Echo was laying, just everything seems to be torn to shreds. How Saris just has sweat pouring off of his head.
Well, I'm in the
Oh, that's
one
right. Yeah,
room.
that's right. Yeah, you don't see how Saris, right? Or
I can
think
smell the
I-
sweat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just a
I mean, you
flood of
just-
sweat.
Oh, God.
Tyrion is riddled with Swiss cheese holes.
Yes.
Yeah, Taryn bled out. He died.
No.
He's dead.
no.
Oh,
If you
No, but
drink
you-
water,
you do
it's just gonna
see-
like
You,
water.
you see the
go.
startled look on Taryn's face. And almost like a panic in a way.
we make full eye contact.
I died.
And we're going to get into that as soon as we come back from our break. As dreams once again seem to haunt you as your power grows. And a pact that was made seems to be going further. Now, before we go ahead and call it a break, though, please go ahead, give everybody a couple reminders about what we got going on this evening.
Speaking of pacts, we've made one, a very, very sinister pact indeed. And we're giving away a collection of dungeon craft tiles, terrain, and spell effects from our friends at 1985 Games. And if you type exclamation point 1985 in chat, the raffle's live. You got to be a follower to enter, and you must be present in chat for staff to contact you. And we'll keep taking streams or entries until the end of stream.
Yep. And then that's when we'll go ahead and pick the winner. Make sure you stick around for that, because the only way you can actually win is if you are here when they announce the winner. So everybody can reach out to you. But we're going to take a quick break. So we'll be back in just a few short minutes. And welcome back, everyone. We got a chance to refresh our cups as the crew kind of had some disturbing dreams right before we went on break. Some twisted memories, some conversations with old mentors, an encounter with an Ifriti on the plane of fire, and an encounter with a mysterious figure who has made a pact with Ro for power. As everybody now is awake in the morning, having completed a long rest, still feeling a little bit of effects from not only the dreams, but the alcohol imbibed the evening prior. You all arise in the morning to the sound of a bell going off. Halceris, you're familiar with this as kind of a doorbell in a way. Somebody's trying to ring your apartment.
I from my room, I'm like, someone is at the door. Will someone please answer it?
Sure. I didn't go back to sleep, so.
Okay, so you're gonna go open. As you open the door, you look and you see a familiar looking dwarf standing at the door, a whole bunch of different packages and stuff kind of like under his arms. Hey, we got some more stuff to say thank you. Can I come in?
It's not my house. Calceris, can I let people in?
Yes, of course.
Okay, yeah, come in. Sorry.
He kind of
Yeah,
I'm
no,
gonna
let me
turn to
help. Let
Biscuit.
me help with that.
he hands you kind of a pile of boxes. So you recall briefly being introduced to this individual as Grufton, member of House Kundarak.
Nice to see you again, Mr. Grufton.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get this over with.
I'm gonna, hearing voices out there, I'm gonna turn to Biscuit and be like, "Hey, you want to have some fun?" And
And he just Biscuit's always excited for fun.
I go, "Let's make him think you're actually scary." And we're gonna come out. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, who's that?" And Biscuit's gonna run after him, barking like mad.
Okay. And he kind of drops the box. Like, what the hell? Get your dog. Hey,
State your business. What you doing here?
bring in rewards.
Oh, no, okay. He's good, Biscuit.
What
I hear all the yelling, and I come out in a towel. What's happening? Oh,
Halceris, your friends are funny.
I walked over and picked up the box while Biscuit had him held up and just walked back to, I guess, the living area, the living room area.
Really quickly, the stuff that's all shredded around where I was sleeping,
Yep.
is it like salvageable or is it like gone?
So it's clawed up, and I mean, you probably, if you had a sewing kit, maybe take a week or two to.
Like, is
Biscuit
it worth?
sees it.
Is it like
Biscuit's running over. He's gonna play tug of war with you.
with me?
Seeing
Perfect,
all the shredded, all the
perfect.
yeah.
Alibi.
He's just gonna
Thank
start
you.
tearing into it.
Great. Thank you. No, none the wiser.
All right, and you see the the couch blanket starts falling apart.
Good boy. Good boy.
Halceris, you come out and see this as well, as Biscuit and Echo are playing tug of war with what is now a very torn apart, shredded blanket.
okay.
And you see
I'm going to-
Grufton standing there like, what's going on?
Yeah, apologies. It has been a while since we have stayed in a place that was not the bunkhouse. So forgive our manners. Ro, goodness. Never mind. If you would help the Echo put that into the chute by the door that leads to the incinerator, I will have to arrange for a new blanket. If you'll excuse me one moment, I was about to use the cleansing stone. I will be right back. In my towel and my
Towel?
slippers. Yep.
Do you have a little thing like?
No,
Little
it's
bath
not a
caddy.
bath. Where the silicone slippers, so they're
Yeah.
anti-slick.
And a
Just
little shower cap.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Grupton kind of gathers up the boxes that he had and kind of lays them out on the center table. And he just kind of sits back like he's and waits for Halceris to emerge.
I guess I'm gonna go make some coffee. I'll take off. I'm gonna start making breakfast.
Okay. So you start
What was
making.
Grufton, is that your
Yeah.
name?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you take your coffee?
Huh. The only way to take coffee. Black.
Fair enough.
I don't know. You wouldn't happen to have any. No, never mind. Too early.
No, we got you. We got you. And I walk over and I grab a decanter.
Okay. All right. Halceris comes out a couple moments later. Says, so, council said you all needed some equipment, and seeing what you did for us, I went ahead and went into the armory this morning and picked out a few things for you guys. As, appreciation for helping us.
This is most generous. Thank you.
So he kind of looks around and says, yeah, you, points at you, Echo. You're one of those fiery types, aren't you?
Me?
Yeah, we saw you were riding that Chimecha.
No, she's just a little
I
marshmallow.
mean,
Don't believe anything you saw.
You know what? I think these might help you out. And he hands a box to you.
like, dig in. What do I find?
So you
It's like-
open it up and you see a pair of gauntlets inside. So, as you put your hand,
both,
as you
both my
put-
hands.
yeah, one for each of your hand, and as you do it, you notice that these gauntlets don't have fingertips either. Like they almost come up like halfway up your finger,
Oh, because my claws could come
so
out.
your claws can still come out.
Yeah.
And as you put them on, you start to feel some sort of magical energy kind of start to surge into your body a little bit.
Is this like daily wear? Do I have to come on, put them on and put them off, or can I wear them
So-
at all times?
Well, so it's gonna take about an hour for them to fully bind themselves to you. You can take them off for short times and put them back on. If you ever choose to not use them anymore, you just have to take about an hour to unattune from them. But I think those are gonna make you a little bit stronger. As you now have a
Check it
pair.
out.
You now have a pair of gauntlets of ogre power. So after the attunement period, which will only be an hour, your strength while you are wearing them will be a 19.
My strength increases.
Yes.
It doesn't do anything
So-
with my AC. That's fine.
No.
Ah! Oops, I didn't mean to roll.
Got a little too excited there.
When editing stats.
Although I was
in
like
there,
trying
did
it,
that a
I was
bunch
like,
of
I'm
times.
not attuned to them at all. That's what I like.
So he looks over at you, Taryn. So talk to the elves up there. They seem to think that this is something you might benefit from a little bit. And he hands you kind of a larger, flatter box.
Christmas.
And as
Merry Christmas, Tavern.
as you open it up, you see sitting inside of it a set of armor. The armor seems to be made out of some black, almost matte black, so they're not shiny. So it almost kind of blends into shadows, but it almost looking at it, it almost looks like some sort of serpent skin scales on the armor.
Gales is gonna appreciate this.
And he looks. So that armor right there, it's got a little bit of an enchantment to it. It's considered medium armor, but it'll allow you to be a little bit quicker on your feet, as you now have a set of serpent scale armor. So it is the same AC as scale armor, except the limitation of the only +2 to from your dex is non-existent. So you get to add your full dex modifier on top of that. So this is going to give you an AC of 17.
Ooh.
And the disadvantage of scale armor for stealth checks is null on this. So it does not give you disadvantage either.
I'll put this to great use. Thank you.
Well, from what I understand, where you guys are heading next, you might need it. Where's the other upfront fighter? Oh, there you are. So he looks at you, Ro. Hands you another box, similarly shaped to the one that Taryn just had. As you rip it open,
I'm leaning over.
you see what looks to be almost like a leather armor chest plate, but attached to the front of it, you see a dark black metallic breastplate on it. So this is this might actually help keep you alive a little bit longer. It's a
little bit longer.
It's a special kind of metal. Don't know if you've ever heard of adamantine before.
That sounds awesome.
Still peeks his head around the corner and is that
So you have a set of adamantine breastplate armor, which it's still just regular breastplate armor. However, you cannot be crit upon while wearing it. Any
Upon
crit
is my new favorite term.
crit upon.
Crit upon.
Crit
is
upon.
so
I'm not
good.
being hit on, I'm being crit upon.
Crit upon.
That's right. So yeah, so any attack on you while you were wearing this armor that is a critical hit will count as a normal hit. As somebody
That's
said,
basically what's also happening in character. She's like,
as it was brought up in
holding
chat, this seems to be
it
Christmas
off.
Day. And
Thank you.
so you over in the kitchen, we're quite familiar with artificers. We know what you do. Thought this might be a little useful to you. And he kind of
Well,
brings
just a
over.
side note, while this is all
Hey.
going on, I am currently in the balcony area, just like throwing punches, practicing.
Okay.
moves.
And so he
They're
brings you.
not they're not equipped yet, so they're still like jangling
Yeah,
around.
Yeah.
totally. I'm like, I don't know what a tuning is. Like, I don't tune this stuff.
Yep.
I shove a hot cup of coffee in his hands and trade.
He had you like a nice squared off box. And as you open it up, you look in and you see a headband resting on a small cushion inside it.
Ho ho.
And you've seen these before. You're kind of familiar with this. Headband of intellect. And so you place it on your head, and you do know it's going to take you some time to attune to it. But once you are attuned, it raises your intelligence to 19. Well, it sets your intelligence to 19.
Yep.
I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because same thing with the gauntlets.
Echoes.
Yeah. If your strength is over that, it's still just whatever this is at. And last but not least, Alceres. I've actually got a couple things for you. First one's from the armory. And he hands you a staff. It looks to be just a regular wooden walking staff.
I know I'm showing my age a little bit, but this seems a little on the nose.
Oh no, this one's a little special. All you gotta do is say the word smack it on the ground, and it becomes a shillelagh.
Really? I try it out. Just
Yeah.
kind of like feel the heft in my hands. Like,
Yep. It's pretty well balanced.
So he has to say that phrase.
So
Yes,
it's
they smack
essentially,
that.
it is essentially a staff that allows you to cast the cantrip shillelagh on itself.
But you have to
But
say
you have to
something
say,
for it.
You're
Yes.
after me, Lucky Charms.
So I will let Halceris determine whatever magical word will activate his staff.
the urge to make it like monarch flutter just to bug Tyrion is very high. But I'll think on it.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Then he looks at you and said, "Now this one, see, Talion said one day you'd be coming back. And he had this made for you a few years ago." And he slides another smaller box to you.
I open it very
Oh.
gently.
So as you open it up and you take the lid off the box, you look down and you see your holy symbol, part of the sovereign, the symbol of the sovereign, but around it is embroidered with some gold and jewels and all that. It just looks very ornate. And as you kind of pick it up and grab it, you feel a little bit more power coming from it. As this is an amulet of the devout at +1. He had that made for you, knowing one day you would return. We didn't believe him, of course, but here you are.
In your defense, it's normally a good practice not to believe Talion.
This is true. And he starts to kind of laugh, and then you just see his whole demeanor just kind of changes. And he starts kind of just like staring at the ground, but not actually looking at the ground, like he's looking somewhere far off.
Thank you for these.
And
They
he, kind
are
of, he shakes himself out of it. Yeah. Hopefully you can put them to good use. You're the only ones that have been able to take out one of these forges. But, between you and me, I don't think we should destroy them.
I understand it is unfair to bring these creatures, the Warforged, to existence and then nullify any ability at progeny, but they are being used in the worst possible way now. I believe they
Yeah.
are too dangerous.
Let's see. So, and you see him kind of look around almost like he's trying to see if anybody else is listening. Myself and some of the other members of the committee, we kind of want you to just take one. Bring it back here so we can study it, maybe find another use for it.
Do I know if that's possible? I thought the forge was very large.
So, yes, the crystals do tend to be a bit on the large side.
Okay.
For you to be able to just go grab one and carry it back is kind of absurd. But he's talking as if he might have a way of doing it.
How would we accomplish such a task?
So we've we just need you to find one, particularly the one in Sharn, because people don't think that one exists. And then I can give you an item that'll allow you to dump it into an extra dimensional space for a little while. And then just bring that back here and we can throw it up in one of our labs and, you know, run some experiments.
You see Steele's demeanor quickly changes. And he looks at him and leans in a bit. And these friends of yours, who might they be exactly?
Other members of the council. We think that there can be quite some use in this.
You mean like the destruction of millions of people?
No, of course not. How's
Have you
Kundarak?
actually-
We run the banks and stuff. We can use them for creations to help secure people's goods.
Right, yeah, that sounds like a great use of a destructive war machine, essentially. Not to mention, have you actually been inside the wastelands?
No, I don't leave here.
Then perhaps you should try leaving here before you start suggesting things that are idiotic.
Well, just keep it in mind. And he kind of gets up. He's like, I think I may have. And he starts acting like he's looking through pockets, like he forgot something. Yeah, no, I think I'll be going now. Thanks for the coffee. Hope those things help you all.
Thank you again.
And he hurriedly heads towards the door.
Thank you.
As Echo's on the balcony doing like speed punching.
Steele goes back to cooking in the kitchen, but there's lots of banging pots and very agitated stirring.
All right. So, in the interest of expediency, the next week, while you all are staying here, you know that the word got put out by the 12 that they were looking for members of your crew for your new airship. I believe there was actually some individuals that some of you all wanted to try to reach out to, particularly.
Mhm.
And who would those be?
Open the notes and flip back, and so we don't
Aren't we
screw up
going to the
names.
library?
Yes, you'll be able to go during this whole week. You'll be able to go to the library looking for stuff.
I would send a message back to Gatherhold and request Lorraine and John.
Okay. You get word back immediately that they would be delighted to join your crew.
Alceris, remind them to bring up some of the milk and refrigerate it this time.
Sure, of course.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Okay.
I sent a
Richter?
second telegram.
And Richter.
Reaching out to Captain Richter, he also kind of chimes back. It's like, you know what? Y'all took my pilots, or not pilots. They're helmsmen, because it's a different term. You know what? I've always wanted to be on an airship, but I'm captain here. What role would you have for me?
You can work your way up. I think you would. I think we would be very honored to have you as a shipwright.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we can do that. Get my air legs, I guess we can say, huh?
And then I guess I'll send an extra message to have him bring up more raptor milk, just so we're absurdly
you're covered.
flush with it.
Completely covered.
Just
Okay.
so much. It's just awful.
You know, the first time I mentioned the raptor milk, y'all were like, "Oh my god, ew!" But then as soon as you found out what it was,
Hey, I love
It's
cottage cheese.
raptor milk. I guess
I wasn't there, to be fair. It didn't
True.
happen until they took me
It's
to
literally
the
the kombucha memes, kombucha girl memes.
yes,
bar.
By the by, did our hover horses arrive?
yes. So during the week they arrive, and members of the 12 actually work on them for you. They are able to replace the Sybaris dragon shards with more appropriate kyber shards, and they actually bind 2 earth elementals to the bikes,
I asked to get the Sybaris shards back.
and you get them back.
I'd
So
like
you
to
have-
reach out to Guy.
Okay.
For the quartermaster.
Mm.
If my
Okay.
understanding of what a quartermaster is correct, then yeah, I like to reach out to Guy.
So the quartermaster for a ship kind of handles a lot of the logistics of the ship.
I'd like to reach out to Guy.
Docking things.
Yeah, Guy knows how to get things. Guy gets things. He's in the.
I get things done.
You know what? Okay.
Okay.
I would ask Raeliana if she knows any other competent airship goers that would be available for hire.
So she says she knows a few, and she's gonna send, and she sends some information out as well, looking for people as well. So the only real named ones that we have right now are the twins, John and Lorraine, that you had dealt with on Lake Sear, as well as Richter, who was the captain of his ship, but being stuck on Lake Sear versus the skies of Corvair, there seems to be a lot more adventure with you guys. Plus, he was impressed by what you all did on the lake. Guy does respond to you. It says he'll try to see if he can make it.
Hey, we'll pick him up. It's fine. Yeah.
But all right, so you do know that in order for you to pilot your airship fully, it requires a crew of 20. So throughout the week, people do start arriving. You guys did want to spend some time in the library as well. So what are you planning on doing within the library? Like, what information are you looking for?
For Terran, I'm looking for like history books, things about the Valinor region and the clans and families within, and stuff about the war with the elves. Anything I could find of that sort, and as well anything that can aid in our oncoming journeys as like the main mission, the group missions, anything helpful.
Yep. So you do, especially with some of the recent knowledge, you find a couple books that talk about the war between the elves and the giants. Not on Corvair, however.
Okay.
It's on one of the other Zendrak.
All right.
And you, with some of the information you got during your dream, one of the things kind of stands out to you, where after the elves fled, they seem to have some weird alliance with the Drow.
That's all the information I could find about that.
Yeah, because so history books are kind of weird like that, where, you know, whoever happens to write them, history is written by the victors.
History is written by those who survive. Yeah, that's true.
Yep. Echo, what were you going to be looking for?
I just wanted any information that could help me further understand what's in the book, and
I hand over the book.
Yeah.
And say
yeah.
Okay.
if needed, I'll be over here. Just give a shout.
From whatever, I mean, it's been a while since I've touched the book because things are constantly popping up. But from what I recall, only Tyrion and I could read it because it felt like a different sort of language.
Yep.
That we were both able to read, and then it included some like fighting styles.
Yeah, so it had different fighting styles. It had there was a section on it that really kind of drew your attention about runes, in particular giant runes written by the giants long time ago, where they would etch these runes into their weaponry or their armor, and it would enhance the capabilities.
Right, so I'm gonna look for books regarding runes to further study them and understand how they function.
Yep. So you find a couple books on that as well, and you're able to start getting a better understanding of what the book that you had was kind of talking about and how to utilize these runes in different ways.
Okay. Do I learn, like, not utilize, but like, do I learn how to invoke them, or is that something?
Yes. Nope. So from the books you found in the library, it shows you kind of how to better understand them. The book that you have that only you and Tavern can read kind of goes more in detail on how to inscribe those runes. Yep.
All right, so I'm going to take a stab at trying to I'll walk up to Tavern and like talk to him. I'm like, I have an idea, but I'm kind of afraid that I might mess up the gauntlets. Should I go for it? Should I?
You are muted, Tavern.
Is that what you're saying? You're muted. There you go. You're good.
No, I wasn't saying anything.
Like, we still can't hear you.
It's a library. I know we're supposed to be quiet, but not that quiet.
What's the idea that you have?
So I'm gonna like talk about the runes and like blah blah blah. Like, what if I inscribe them onto the gauntlets? Do you think it would work?
It might. I'm not 100% sure on. I'm not an expert on magic, so I don't know if they're stacked. So we should ask Halceres or Steel if that would work, and the magics would stack just in case before you just etch a random word and it doesn't work, and it's just, why is it there? It's weird. So probably find out.
I mean, if it doesn't work, it's okay. I just don't want it to affect the ability of the gauntlet itself. I don't want them to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, not a magic expert. You want to know something about sneaking around and hiding in the shadows? I'm your guy.
Don't you have magical abilities though?
Sure. I help you. Like I said, I help you guys sneak around, hide in the shadows, and so I'm not an expert. Pretty amateur in that. That's probably something I should look more into.
Wow.
I've been reminded of my faults. Well, we could do it. Let's go. And I pull out a dagger.
Wait. We should ask Halceres. I'm like, I'll shuffle on over to Halceres and I'll be like, could you come over here? We have a little experiment that I want to try out.
Experiment? What do you mean?
Do you know what runes are?
I'm aware of them. They're magical sigils of a certain kind, yes?
Right. So the book that Tyrion and I can read explains how to invoke them. Yeah, showing it. Invoke them. And so I was wondering if I could invoke them on the gauntlets without ruining the gauntlet's abilities to support my punches, if that makes sense.
Do they have to be inscribed on a piece of metal or something?
I look back. I'm like, says it can be done on armor or things I'm wearing or jewelry. I'm wearing these, so I thought it would be useful.
Sure. You are also wearing your normal clothes, if you would like, or I will
Yeah, but like clothes can get ripped and torn, and you know how I.
Yeah. How about
So
this instead? And I will, during the week, I have removed the bands from the back of my old holy symbol, and I will give you my old holy symbol. How about on that?
Cantrip, Dad.
May
That's so
the-
nice.
May the sovereign keep you safe from all harm, as well as any sort of etchings that you have of your own.
I mean, now I don't get to experiment as much, but thanks.
If you would like, I mean, I could not tell you that.
Well, I
falls
guess it
more,
makes sense.
think,
I mean, if I take off the gauntlet, then I also I don't get the rune. So this works. This works. No, but now I have to be like really careful with how I etch, right? Because it's smaller.
So you don't actually etch it in there.
Oh,
It's more of
that
a.
was not. Oh, there's a footnote saying I don't have to etch in.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so it's more of a. You just kind of focus on it, and the rune kind of almost etches itself into it.
Oh boy. Fuck's
I'm
sake.
still standing there with the dagger. So, oh well, all right.
starts
Oh.
etching into the table. No, stop, please.
Oh,
Don't vandalize.
I want to focus on like it's working. All right.
EDD nightmare.
I will pick what rooms I want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Just let me know.
Mhm.
We will go with that. All right. Anybody? What other research are we doing in the library?
I would assist
Okay.
Ro on finding anything about the Flesh Weaver. I mean, we have our own documents, so
Yep.
I think I point her. I think it's obviously a very keen subject for
yeah.
the 12. So,
Yep.
like, there's probably its own little addendum.
Oh, there's a whole
area.
section on. Yeah.
I
So
also. Sorry. Go ahead.
No.
No, I was just going to say, I will point her to that one, and then I'll probably do my own research in there for another time, but I will go to Old John's office and look into the Draconic Prophecy.
Okay.
And before they go out the door, I'm gonna yell from the thing, hey, Alceres! Yeah, the dragon thing, that the meteor deal. What's that dragon? What's his name?
Cerberus.
Right. If there's any books on that, can you bring those back for me?
Of course. Sure.
Cool. And then back to like banging and.
Okay. So Ro, you start going through the different books on Mordain the Flesh Weaver.
At some
And-
point, I also do want to look up my new friend.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yep.
Where did I raise it? Yeah, Mylar. Yep. So you start going through the books on Mordain, and pretty much everything you're finding was that Mordain at one point was a member of the 12. And he was doing research into aberrant dragon marks was his focus. At one point during his studies, he started to do experiments that were kind of looked down upon by the committee. Those experiments are not actually written out, as it is stated that the experiments were so heinous that they will not be repeated. And so he was excommunicated from the 12. And as part of his attempt for revenge, he started the War of the Mark almost 500 years ago, which was a war on the dragon marked houses, which kind of coincides with what you saw in New Seer with the artificial aberrant dragon marks. And the books all say that it is believed that Mordain died due to unknown reasons about 200 years ago. Another thing you do notice that there are a couple of the books that actually have a picture of Mordain.
I was about to ask.
I know you were. You look at the picture of Mordain, and he looks elven with short, almost spiky black hair.
So interesting.
Doesn't look anything like the individual you saw in your dream.
Okay. Alrighty. Do I find anything at all on Mylar?
Looking through, you're not able to find anything on Mylar.
Okay. Okay. All right, I'll chew on that.
Okay. And Halceris, what else was it you were looking for?
It was to look a little bit into that as well.
Okay.
And then also going to old John's
that's right.
previous study to look into the Draconic Prophecy.
So looking into it, you find some notes and stuff like that were left behind, as well as a stone tablet that actually has it's a language you don't understand, but looking through some of the notes, you're able to determine that this is what the translation was taken from. Of, if the undead chamber rises, Kyber will return to consume all. And a lot of the notes are trying to identify or locate any kind of known necromantic chambers across Corvair. And they all, at this point, through the notes and stuff, seem to have led to dead ends.
Is the tablet itself that this is taken from, is it very old, or is it like a...
It looks ancient.
I would, at some point, probably coming to the end of all those dead ends, pull out the artifact.
Okay.
And try to see if it has any sort of effect to the tablet, or looking through it like a lens.
Right. So doing that, when you kind of look through it, you can sense something about the tablet. It's almost just like an aura to it in a way. Sure. But that's really all you get from it.
And then I will look to, I'm sure it's part of these myths and stuff, but anything on the progenitor dragons and the fall of Kyber and Cerberus.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you find the normal stuff.
Sure.
Of how Kyber, after creating the mortal plane and all the planes of existence, Kyber went crazy and tore apart her brother, Cerberus, who now floats around Eberron as basically a ring of shards. And the third progenitor dragon, Eberron, became the prison to contain Kyber. In the notes as well, you do find out though that the tablet was actually discovered around the glowing chasm in the Mournlands. So the glowing chasm is a large crevice within the landscape, it's almost like looking down into the Grand Canyon, but it goes a lot deeper than that, with a purplish glow coming from the bottom of it. Not a lot of people have gone down and explored in there. However, according to the notes of old John, he traveled down in there, and this is where he discovered the tablet amongst extremely large Kyber crystals, one of which he saw no end to. He swore he saw something moving within the crystal. A lot of people have looked at this note and thought, he was an old man, he was going crazy anyway. But his notes seem very adamant about it.
Perfect.
Okay. Was there anything else that you needed? We're trying to find in there, or steal that you were having him look for?
No, I was just looking for information on dragons. Any dragons?
So, for dragons in general, they're almost creatures of myth at this point.
And it's just for like study
Yep.
stuff. So it's
Yep.
not. I'm not looking for any specific information. I'm just
Okay.
studying up on dragon anatomy, dragon stuff.
Okay. The
'cause
last
we've-
known dragon to have been seen was about 130 years ago, from what you can gather. And that was off on another continent. Okay. Throughout the week, you all spend your time doing your studies. And Taryn, another thing that the 12 helps you with is your little tokens.
Yes, I was gonna ask about that.
Yep. So they actually provide you with the gemstone dust, allowing you to not only make your master one, but to make 5 other minor tokens.
All right, and 5 tokens.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta keep track of who I give these things to.
Yes, you do, because I'm not going to.
You gave one for my parents, correct?
Yeah, your parents are
Yep.
Alana has one,
Okay.
so you know,
Okay,
Yes.
that all right, perfect.
He gave out the minor ones before he ever had the master one created.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a master one now?
Yeah, I have a master one now.
Okay. Well, now
As
that you have
as soon as
Yep.
soon as I make the master one, something comes in. Hello.
Yep. And so just to remind you of how this works, the master one you can use 3 times per day to basically use the sending spell to one of the minor ones. And the minor ones can use it once per day to send a message to you via, as in the sending spell.
Okay.
So that is, you send one, they can give you a response, and then they would have to use the charge to send it again, to send a new one. But yes.
Okay, that works. What else was I gonna ask about? I was gonna ask something. Oh, yeah, I just want to do a little. Yeah, just so that collect your thoughts. I want to wait till like midnight, probably the same day we went to the
Okay.
library, like around midnight. And I want to go to the roof. I can get there, right?
Yes.
I don't need-
So yeah, at this point, you guys basically palm prints have been entered into the system, and you're able to access the roof in House Saris's apartment, which I'm guessing has now become your communal apartment.
Yeah. So I want to head to the roof, and in a similar fashion, set up the torches in what did I had last time? I'm gonna go with would it be a tetragram? Is that a thing? I forgot what that is.
A
So
rectangle?
no, well, okay. So I set up. I have 10. I set up 4 torches. Yes, in a rectangle. Yes, I set up the 4
Okay.
torches in a rectangle, and the 6 of them on the outer
Yep.
of the rectangle in a
Hexagon.
yes.
So look, 2 weeks ago we had geometry with
Yes.
mathematics, and this.
The sixagon and the tetragon.
Yeah.
We'll be sure to check out
a
a
tetragram-
geometry textbook from the library too.
A tetragram is a thing, but I don't think it's a thing I thought it was.
I
That's
think I thought, yeah.
So instead of geometry for dummies, it's geometry for Taryn.
yes.
Okay.
I got stabbed like 30 times, man. Just I lost a lot of blood.
So you
Yeah.
find a spot, you find a shadowy spot in the courtyard, and you set up your torches in your normal ceremonial fashion.
All right, so I place the armor that I got
Mm-hmm.
from the serpent scale, the armor and the mask that I used to wear,
Okay.
in my bounty hunting days, and sit down, and I start a little prayer, I
Okay.
guess. Light the torches, start the prayer. The torches lose color when I start.
Yep.
They lose color, and now it's like a smoky grayish white. And I sit there for a moment and I say, shadows to bind, shadows to hide. Keep me out of the enemy's sight. And the flames start swirling around, or start swirling, and they get darker and darker, and they go to the, basically like the shadows around are like sucked in the little vortex, and they swallow the armor and the mask, and then when it dissipates, the mask it was already black before, but now it's how to say, it's more matte. It
More of a matte, yeah.
It was more of a matte, yeah. And it just seems, it feels like if someone saw it, it feels lighter. It feels like it's not there. That's the feeling they get from looking at it. And not with the armor, not much changes. It's just that the only thing that's really added is the same feeling as a mask, and it also has my my family crest on it, which is the moon with the butterfly. So it's basically like a circle and a butterfly on it. And go and I pick up the armor. I had to attune to it, right? Or it wasn't?
No,
right.
that one you don't. I don't think so.
Double check, but I don't think either of the armors require attunement. I think
I know the adamantine one does not.
All right, I go to reach for the armor, and it dissipates in a puff of smoke and surrounds my body, and it's donned.
Okay.
And the same thing for the mask. The mask just disappears. It puffs in a puff of smoke and like is absorbed into my body. Nothing special, it's just aesthetic wise.
Yep.
I put the hand to the face, and the mask forms from shadow.
Okay.
That's how I take it on and off.
Okay, and yeah, you do not need to attune to the armor.
All right, cool.
But okay, as you complete your ceremony and you start to recover your torches, give me a perception check.
19.
You catch the two Mark of Shadow elves kind of on one of the walls looking at you, and then they just kind of walk off as you completed your ceremony.
We'll have always nice to have a captive audience. Guess I'll have a chat with those two later.
So later on in the week, you do catch up, and they were just observing because they've actually done similar rituals themselves. And Merlari still seems to be very distrusting towards you, but Shannara seems to be kind of impressed a little bit. And as the week progresses, you start to notice individuals start coming and introducing themselves to you as members of your new crew. So a few days after receiving the word, Lorraine and John arrive at the 12 along with Richter. And of course, Lorraine and John, as soon as they arrive, they come straight to you, House Harrison, both bow very low.
It is not required here, but I actually happy you are here.
Are we all there when this happens?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
when they
I'm-
bow, I
I bow.
totally bow too.
I'm laughing with
I'm laughing
with
Yeah,
Pearl,
I know.
just like,
Same.
yeah, just-
We have a bow train.
Forgive me, Your Grace.
I
Your Majesty.
apologize for my disrespect.
Thank you for allowing us in your humble home.
So kind, so gracious.
The urge to lock the door when I go to bed tonight. Just lock them all out of the apartment is very high.
My
But
lord,
it's-
no.
I'm sorry for breathing.
Good. Get it all out. It's very nice. But I am glad you are both here. I would like to introduce you to someone, and I will bring them to probably get away from you, Chuckles, and bring them to Raeliana, my cousin, an actual member of
Yep.
House Lyrander.
So, and the introduction goes very similar to the first time they met you, where they just bow even deeper than when they first met you. And she does the same thing. So stop.
When they do that, I'm like leaning into Ron. I'm like, oh, there's levels to it.
I don't think we're there, but agreed.
And so she welcomes, she thanks them for coming to join your crew, and she actually takes them aside up to the airship and starts to walk them through how differently an airship maneuvers to a water
An elemental galleon.
Yeah, because when you're on the water, you're going straight and you have to turn. When you're in the air, you can go up, you can go down, you can go forward, turning.
360-degree movement.
Yep.
It's all over.
Please don't do any barrel rolls right now.
And that is also a possibility, as these Lorander airships are capable of flying upside down as well.
Capable of anything.
So the week continues on, more and more people arrive, and on the date, oh yes, Echo.
I have one thing. So now that Tyrion has his master, what's it called again? Token. There we go. I will send a message to my parents, informing them of. I'll just be like,
Just
"Hi, mom. Hi,
tokens.
dad. Is there a limit to how many words I can say?"
Just tokens.
25.
Oh, great.
I think it's 25. I thought
Is mom and dad
It's
one
20.
word?
No,
You
mom
say
and
it
dad
fast
is
enough.
3 words.
Mom and dad.
Hi, mom and dad.
parents.
We reached, someone else count, please. We reached Corvair. House Harris has a really, 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 really cool apartment. He's letting us stay. And we met the 12.
And
They're
it cuts
super
off right there. It cuts off.
I just keep talking because I don't know that there's
Yep.
so it's like I just keep going on until one of you just tells me that
I just
there's
take
actually a
take
limit.
back the token. It's like, Echo,
I wasn't-
there's a limit on the amount of
Oh.
words you can say.
And
So-
you get the response back. Yeah, confusing, but glad you're okay. Dad's doing good. Hope to see you soon.
Okay.
I would also go and
Oh,
finish.
I was gonna say, remind me again what the necklaces that you got for Rowana and you. What do they look like again?
The ones that I gave you,
Yeah.
they were just the manticore
Manicore claws, I think, right?
claw or with the
Or
tooth.
teeth.
I
probably.
added
teeth, I
things.
think. I think it was the
I think
teeth.
I added claw. I added like
Yeah.
claws on.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
so
added
just
stuff
the
to yours.
teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So okay. All right. So when I made the master token, I wanted to see Steel and throughout the week and try to see if he can help me find a way to affix the token to the necklace.
Yeah, that's easy enough to do.
Or it's just, now it's my pendant.
Yep.
It's a part of everything.
So the day prior to you all departing,
One
one
more.
more.
Can it be,
Okay.
Can it be detachable? Like able to just so I don't have to, someone doesn't have to speak into my
Yeah.
chest if they're using
Okay.
Well, it's
Okay.
long enough now. We just pick it up and you just
Yeah.
it. I mean, for me, yeah, I could do that. But like, if someone else, like
Somebody
Echo,
else wants to use it, they come.
yeah,
Yeah. No,
just uncomfortably close.
I mean,
and
of
I'm
course
just-
it's removable. You take it off and give it.
I
to me.
mean, yeah, hair, cloak. That's a lot. Armors. I was
Is
just.
there like a thing where you can extend it? Like, you know, those like the card holders where you can like
Magical
we-
chain.
Sure.
We will go
Yeah.
ahead and say that you can remove it without having to take the whole thing off.
Or it's a clip. Clips on, clips
Yeah.
off.
There we go.
Magnet.
I think on that day before leaving, I excused myself from the rest of the group and I take a walk I've been regretting the entire time we've been here, and I go up to one of the R&D towers and I go to my lab. And I push through it. I go inside and through. I see the big bay. I mean, it's been cleaned, I imagine, but
Yeah.
it's
So
just
that is actually located within the central spire.
and I go to one of the forge areas, just the small desks where they have just like for making basic tools and whatnot.
Yep.
And I take my wedding bands again, and I heat up a forge, but I attach them to the back of my new holy symbol, slightly agape.
Okay.
And before I attach the second one, I place the artifact in, so it is attached to my holy symbol, bound by my rings.
Bound by the rings. Okay. Yeah, that's easy enough for you to do. And as you're there, you get the memories flood back to you of that fateful day that the accident happened and you lost your wife. The only thing remaining behind was her stuff she had on her.
So before we move on, this is the time where I'm going to have before the week begins, I would say I'm going to have a chat with everybody and we're going to have a little group powwow. I'm going to say, okay, guys, if you need or want something to be done or made or have for future times, whatever the case may be, now is the time to request it. And if you request it, you better use it or I'm taking it away. So, on that note, go ahead, Ro. Do you need something? Yes.
So,
I'm
you
going
are
to
gonna-
be going to the R&D lab and to see if I can get some help getting the rest of those vials decoded.
Yep.
And I will get the
And-
recipes
Yep.
for us.
And that is very easily done while you're here. And throughout that, you are actually able to get one of each level 2 cartridges for your Dragon Tongue Whip.
Yay. And I will also make try to make at least 2 of the level 1s just to have a stock so you have a couple
Yep.
in the airship.
And that's easy enough to do while you are here because you save them, they are offering you up the resources while you are here to help you.
I'm going to bring the metal that we got off of the Warforged.
Yep.
One of the ingots that I have, I'm going to take it to one of their smiths or somebody who knows a little bit about metallurgy. And I'm going to say, now this stuff is weird. It acts kind of like magical stuff, but it's not magical and it's not adamantine. So I'm a little bit confused, but I'm going to need some of this. But you guys might want to look into how to make more, or if you guys have any information on it, I could definitely use it.
Well, they'll start looking into it because
Fantastic.
as they look at it too, they can't quite figure out what it is right away.
And I'm going to spend part of that time taking one of those ingots and creating a brand new designer rapier.
Okay. That's easy enough to do.
It's going to have some kind of ornate design on the hilt itself, and I'm going to make it out of that metal. And then the hilt is going to just have like a wrapped leather with a really nice like basket handle on it. And then I'm going to trade Ro for her current rapier and say, this one shouldn't melt. I'm going to hand it to her.
Yep. So it is. I was saying, it's got the statistics of a normal rapier, but for all intents and purposes, it is considered magical.
Because you don't need the light stick anymore.
Yeah, so the stats go back to normal rapier.
Normal rapier. Unless you would like me to make it a radiant weapon.
I'm happy with anything.
Okay, I can put the radiant thing back on. So it is radiant. It still has all of its abilities as previously. It just, if for some reason I have to take that back for something, then you will still have a magical weapon. And
Is there somewhere else that you need to use it? Does someone else need it more? Because now I have, pow.
Nobody has requested it yet.
Okay.
So we'll see. Okay, no break.
Okay.
So I will also look at everybody else. Okay, did anybody else need anything?
Well, the Viceroy needs a tune-up, and if you can improve upon it, then that would be great. And I'd like to offer, throughout the week, any help that Steel needs, or just hanging out.
Yeah, so
Not
you
hanging
spend a
out,
lot
but-
of time working with Steel on the different tinkering and stuff.
If you can get somebody to supply us with some more of the little gem things, we might be able to make some more explosive arrowheads. But we don't have the resources for that right now. So you'd have to find those. Anything else might have to wait. That might be a tinker on the go sort of deal, because the next step in the process requires a lot of stuff that we don't have.
So I'm
Do
gonna
you
say,
have request forms that we can fill out and submit to you, so that way, like, instead of us constantly coming up to you, you just have it to refer
Yep.
to.
just put it on my Discord. Just put it on my Discord. You'll be fine.
Oh no, I was still asking
That's
to
a,
steal.
yeah, no,
that's a spell. Discord
I
is a
will
spell.
I will be attaching a set of bags to Biscuit's side. You can put your request forms there.
Does he have a ticket number? So like we just take one and then we pocket it.
No,
and then...
nope. You just put it in the bag, and
Okay.
eventually it will be looked at by somebody important.
Gotcha.
We will get back to you at our earliest
Yeah.
convenience.
Okay. Yep. No, that's all easy enough. And I'm gonna say that with all the remains and stuff from some of the Warforged, you're actually able to put together 5 more of those explosive arrows.
And I'm a vial. There's another book. I have a vial of corrosive fluid acid. Can we make something out of that? I have 2 vials, I think.
With 2 vials, I'd say you can make 2 acid splash arrows.
So
It's at the end of Steel's week, though, so he's not really into it. So he just ties it onto the end of an arrow. It's just like twine. There, it's fine.
just a little bit of sinew around the side. Just okay. It'll break when it hits the thing. There you go.
It's fine.
Now, I have another project which I will probably just be I will send messages to Phil soon. However, the next thing that I want to work on as my main project for the week is using the schematics that we have from the whip that Ro currently has. I would like to see if I can create a whip that would function with the Hydra shard.
Okay.
And create a different. I'm rebuilding. I'm building a brand new whip. I'm not meddling with hers. But instead of the power system that it uses with the vial cartridges, I would like to instead insert a crystal as its primary power source.
Okay, we will. I would say you can get started on that, but with everything else you've got throughout this time period,
Yeah.
you get a good start on it, though.
Yeah. That's my
Okay.
Just shoot me a gold cost of what I'm spending to get that
Yep.
to get the
Okay.
components for that.
Because I have an idea what you're doing, because I know we talked about it briefly once before. So, but as the week comes to a close, you all see your crew fast at work. You now get onto your airship that the 12 have gone through meticulously to make sure there's no systems on there, no items or artifacts that were left behind that might be used to track you or trace you, that it was cleared of all the remnants from before. As your crew now awaits for you to depart. Lorraine looks over at you guys and says, all right, time to set off. Where are we headed?
To
I
Sharn,
think,
yes.
Sharn, yeah.
To Sharn it is. And
Sean, I was saying I was to Sean as I put a hand on Ro's shoulder.
I look over and I'm just like, they're going home.
as
So
the
innocent.
ship lurches forward,
I
you all
think-
kind of
Oh, I think too. I'm going to tell Lorraine. I know I let you before, but I think I will take this one out myself.
by all means, and she steps back.
Yep. I
And-
feel hand on the wheel of wind and water, and just feel like the power come through my mark again.
Yep.
And just push off.
And the ship takes off ever so smoothly to the skies. As you come up to altitude, Ro, one of your new crew members, a small halfling male, comes over to you and just hands you, with a shaking hand, a rolled up piece of parchment.
And roll it.
You find it is a letter addressed to you. Miss Devereaux, I hope this letter finds you well. Your exploits at the 12 and within the Mournlands have reached my ears. I see that you and your friends have grown a lot since the incident with the Cloud Jumper. Recent events have brought to light certain misunderstandings from our mutual pasts. I have suspended the bounty on your heads and request a meeting with you all in Sharn. There is a matter we could use your assistance with that your crew's experience might be very useful. Looking forward to seeing you again soon. And at the bottom is signed, your friend, Satan Boromar,
Oh,
who
Oh.
you know is the leader of the Boromar clan,
oh shit.
who had put a bounty out for you for 500 gold pieces, dead or alive, on each of your heads for events that took place prior to our campaign beginning.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Guys.
And that is where
Wait, you
we're
said
going to
each
pick
of our
up
heads or
next
like
week. It was for each of you.
Mhm.
Okay.
But we're going to get into that again next week. As you all depart the 12 aboard your new airship, which still needs a name, by the way, heading towards Sharn, where an old rival, I guess, somebody who wanted you for shenanigans, seems to want an audience. Now, before we go ahead, call it an evening, and we let this sink into our crew here as to what's going on. We got a few reminders for everyone, as well as I do believe we actually have a winner for our giveaway this evening.
Yes. Be sure, if you liked our stuff tonight, go ahead and check out our friends over at The Mist. They're on Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern, sailing to the Butcher's Broke Islands. The Mistwalkers find themselves in a trap-laden cave that promises to have the treasure they seek. And be sure to catch The Long Night continuing this Saturday at 12 noon Eastern as part of our RPG Short Shots, running all month long.
And don't forget that the Games Tavern YouTube channel is available right now. You can go subscribe. You can catch up on all those amazing shows. And if you're new to our show, catch up on this one. As well as go ahead and leave a like, a comment, whatever you'd like. We always like hearing from everybody that's watching, but also it helps bring in new people. And we just love to have more people at the table here at the tavern. So, please.
And in happy news, other happy news, everything is happy news here. The winner of the 1985 Dungeon Craft bundle from the giveaway is Psy_ing. Congratulations! The tech goblins will reach out to you on Twitch to get the information to send you your awesome prize.
Friends, be sure to visit 1985games.com and check out their mystery dice packs and other great tools for your games. And if you use our special show code Dirty Deeds 1985, no spaces, you can get a 10% discount on your purchases. Plus, if you have a thing for dice, be sure to check out their newest Kickstarter for their Sharp Edge VHS dice sets.
I don't know if you all remember, but we leveled up a couple of weeks ago, and thanks to Shard Tabletop for actually incorporating all the fun features when it comes to leveling up. A humongous thank you to them for sponsoring this show. Please go to the link in chat to check it out yourself and use code TGTSHAR20 to get your 20% discount on your DM Pro and other subscriptions.
And with that, as our adventure takes to the skies, we'll see you all next week. Stay dirty, everyone.
All right.